Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Riza, and in this channel I share videos about my life as a software engineer in Japan. Today I want to talk a little bit about how I got my first software engineering job here in Japan. So I got these questions a lot in my previous vlogs, and I think I tried to answer them in the videos and even in the comment sections, but today I want to try to summarize my answers, so hopefully if any of you guys ask the same questions again in the future, I can just give you the link to this video. So first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Riza, and I'm currently working as a software engineer. This is actually my second year as an engineer, and I have been working mainly on the backend side of the software development process. I came to Japan in 2017, so it's like 7 years ago. I came here as a student. I came here to study for an undergrad degree. My major during my undergrad was called Transdisciplinary Science and Engineering. So I studied engineering, but it was like a little bit of many fields of engineering. So it wasn't computer science. And then I graduated from my bachelor's in 2021, and I started my master's in 2021 in April. And my master's degree was a research-based program, which is pretty common in Japan for science and technology school or graduate schools. So at that time, I did a research in data science and bioinformatics. So most of my learning comes from my research during my graduate study, and it also comes mostly from self-studying. Speaking of self-study, let me introduce to you the learning platform that I've been using since high school, which is also a sponsor of this video, Brilliant.org. Brilliant is where you learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in maths, data analysis, AI, and programming. Recently, I just finished one of their new courses called How LLMs Work. I think it's a really good course if you want to learn the basics of NLP and LLMs. Brilliant is designed with hands-on problem solving that lets you play with concept, a method that is 6 times more effective than just watching lecture videos. Plus, all of the courses are designed by experts from MIT, Microsoft, Google, and more. Brilliant can also help you build your critical thinking through problem solving and not just memorizing, so while learning new things, you can also become a better thinker. If you want to use Brilliant for a full 30 days, and if you want to get a 20% discount on the annual premium subscription, please use my code brilliant.org/Rizari. Let's go back to the topic, and let me tell you a story about how I went through the job hunting process here in Japan. So job hunting activities is a huge deal for students in Japan. We call it shushoku katsudo in Japanese. It's very normal here to start the job hunting process a year or even a year and a half before we graduate. For me, I started the process during my first year of my master's program. At that time, though, I had done a couple of internships, and I was actually waiting for one return offer decision from a company that I worked for. But yeah, for safety, I also started the regular job hunting process. I applied to a tech company here in Tokyo, and the interviews, there were like 3 interviews. The first interview was with the HR, the second one was with the manager, with the hiring manager, and the third one was with 2 engineers. But it was like one interview with 2 engineers. It was technical. It was the technical interview. For the first interview with HR, I did it in Japanese. I could actually do it in English because the company is an international company, but the HR knew that I was able to speak Japanese, so we ended up speaking in Japanese. And then the interview with the manager, I did it in English. It was half technical interview and half behavioral interview. So the hiring manager was just trying to see if I was a good fit, for his team. And then finally we had a technical interview with 2 engineers. They basically asked me a lot of questions about machine learning because that was kind of the position that I was applying for. And oh yeah, before that, after the HR interview, I also needed to do a coding test. It was like a lead code test, but I could do it on my own. And then they had the timer for like 30 minutes per problem. The whole process took around a month. But before I got that decision, I got another decision, which was a return offer from my current company. So by the end of December, I got two decisions. One from the tech company that I was, applying for, and then the other one was a return offer from my current company. But in the end, I chose my current company. The main reason was because I already know the people who I was going to work with, and I prefer the environment in my current company than the alternative. So yeah, that's like a summary of my job hunting process, which actually was not that long. Next, I want to talk about some tips on how to get your first software engineering job. So as you know, I got a return offer from my current company, and it was because I did a 3 months internship when I was a student. So I think the best way to get an offer for a permanent position is to join an internship at that company. Why? First reason, the coding interview and the technical interview would be a lot easier for interns than for full-time employees. Second, by doing internship, you will know the people you're going to be working with. You'll get to know the environment. So before you sign the contract for the permanent position, you already know what you're signing for. In contrast, if you apply directly as a full-time employee, as a fresh graduate, sometimes it's like a lottery. You don't really know exactly what the environment's going to be like. Even though you can read the reviews from Reddit or from Glassdoor, sometimes those are not really accurate. So yeah, doing internships is definitely a huge plus for you. The next question would be how to get your first internship without prior, working experience. The answer would be personal projects. So I remember applying to my first internship during my third year of my undergrad. And then at that time, I didn't really have anything to showcase on my resume. So what I did was I started doing online courses, and then I built my own personal projects, and I put it on GitHub. And then I put that on the resume. Last but not least, one common question that I got a lot: do you have to study in Japan to become a software engineer in Japan? My answer is you don't have to, but if you're applying for a fresh graduate position, it can help you to get the job. Why? First, because of the hiring process. Many Japanese companies are still hiring. They prioritize hiring people who are already in Japan, especially for fresh graduates. But if you're a senior engineer, I think there are a lot of companies who are willing to give you visa sponsorship, even if you're not in Japan yet. But if you're applying for a fresh graduate roles, I think most of the companies are still prioritizing people who are already in Japan. So yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about today. Most of the answers that I've given today are mostly based on my personal experience living in Japan, studying in Japan, and applying for my first job from Japan. And hopefully it can be helpful for you guys. If you have any other questions, and I'm sure there's still a lot of questions that I haven't answered, please do not hesitate to write those on the comment section down below. Thank you again for watching till the end, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!